We are on to lesson 4 of our year 1 scheme of work on coding with Scratch Jnr. And this week we're going to look at debugging programs that we've learnt about in Scratch. This is a possible unplugged lesson. You don't need to have the children to have access to technology to be able to reach this objective. But as with most things in technology, it's always better to have the technology than not. So I'll show you ways you can tweak this lesson. So there is our learning intention. And our success criteria, hopefully we can recall what inputs are from the previous lesson. We explain what a bug is in computing, and we can identify how to fix problems. So we present the vocabulary to the children. The can you remembers of vocabulary we've already looked at. And we need to explain that debugging means fixing a problem with code. So we have bugs in our code when our code isn't working how we want it to. And we debug the code by taking those problems out and fixing them. So, we can talk about, has your iPad or laptop ever crashed? That's because there's a bug in the code. And the computer has to fix the bug for the computer to work again. We've got a wonderful bite-sized video aimed at Key Stage 1 children. It's about a minute long, so you can feel free to play that. It has a good physical example to refer to as well. Then, we move on to the discussion with the children. They're quite familiar with the blocks now. What's wrong with this code? It won't work properly. How can we fix it? The bug in this code is that the parts are not connected. If they were connected, then the code would run properly, and hopefully the children can work that out. Our second problem. When I click the green flag, nothing happens. How can we fix it? Well, the code is structured correctly, but the input, and we're trying to get the children to refer to previous vocabulary, the input isn't the green flag input. So when you click the green flag, nothing will happen. You'll have to click the sprite or place a green flag input at the start. Our third problem is when I click the green flag, my sprite moves too far away. Well, the structure of the code is fine. It's all together. We've got the right input. But we can see that this move is 99 and that's too high. It moves too far away for the user. So we can change that number back to 1 and that's how we fixed it. So the discussion that you have for the children could allow them to tick off that success criteria. But like we say, it's always better to have the task to be one that's using the technology. So the task today is a game of doctors and bugs. Your children will work in pairs, which is probably quite normal, bearing in mind the technology you have available. And one child, okay, will select a sprite, okay. So they'll select the sprite, and their job is to be the bug. And without their partner looking, they've got to put some code together that doesn't work. Okay, so I'm going to put some code that won't work really well. And I'm going to say that I'm going to say to the doctor, look doctor, my partner, I'm going to say, my code's not working, okay? Can you fix it? It's not working how I want to. Because when I click the green flag, it's not working how I want to at all. So I can click the stop and I can click this one to reset my character. This over here resets my character. Say, doctor, it's not working. So then my partner takes hold of the iPad and they will say, wow, well, it seems that your code isn't connected. So I'm going to put that back together and you've got 99 here when you should only have 1. Okay? And we'll check it and it works how we want to. Okay? So then they swap roles. They could swap a sprite. And they could say, right, I was the doctor. Now I'm going to be the bug. And I'm going to create some code that really doesn't work how we want it to. Could be silly numbers. It could be that I'm repeating. Could be that I'm repeating code blocks. It's up to the children. And the children can call you over and say, this is the code and I want to show you how I'm going to fix it. So that is the task of Doctors and Bugs to teach debugging to the children.